Welcome to Passionate Way Horsemanship, where our greatest passion is the relationship with the horse. No matter what your equine sport is, we always believe we put the horse first.
Well, I'll teach you that today.
Okay.
We're going to do that still because we want to be successful at that. However, I'll teach you how to. So you're going to have her back away from you. So we're going to tell her to go out on a circle, out a walk.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to do that is so she has opportunity to stretch this out. So you can tell her to back away from you, the length of the line. Good girl. And then you're going to.
Girl, you said back
and then you're going to pick a direction. Now remember how you tell them when you choose a direction? Point over.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with managing the nose in that direction. It's just giving her a point of suggestion.
Okay.
Kind of like I got to come up with a good analogy where it's like you're making a triangle off her face.
Okay.
And you want to go, so instead of going out to your side, like if I was to tell her, I'd probably point at that window.
Okay.
At the least, I'd probably point at like my no smoking sign.
Okay.
So that's to tell her, hey, look over there. So the idea is to get her to go, huh?
And then you make her walk.
And then her neck follows, and then her shoulder. Once you see that you can influence the shoulder. So first the nose, then the neck, then you'll see the shoulder. I gotta go get fly spray. And then you're gonna kiss. The one kiss means to walk. If you don't kiss, she should only go like this.
She should just turn.
Right. The kiss is the go cue.
Okay.
That's why I don't kiss for anything else. So once you kiss, you're gonna allow it. You're gonna point, ask her to go. Once she starts going, you're gonna gently lower your hand back to your side to let her know that she's being allowed to just do, but she's being actively She's being asked to do an active I'm trying to think of the words I'm looking for.
See, look, she's got the magic
stuff. I guess you would call it like an active neutral. Like once you send her out on the circle, she's just going to neutrally stay out on the circle. But because she's active, I would call it an active neutral.
Okay.
But the idea is you're going to leave her alone. Now you can't say they're bothering you, okay? Well, you can, but.
Okay.
So, you're going to ask her to back. Basically, your body is going to say back. And you're going to have kind of that back, right? Then you're going to come back into neutral when she backs to the point that you want her to go to. So, it's active, neutral, point. See if you get her nose. And you're going to hold the tail of the line in your hand as your support, prepared to help her. Never be without your support. You may not ever need it, but always have. Kind of like you may never need the gun on your side, but always have it. 12 inches always hanging out of your hand. So you're going to point for her to go. You're going to have her nose, her neck, her shoulder. When you see her shoulder, you're going to kiss. If she doesn't, you're going to show it to her out to your side. You're not going to show it to her at her. And then you're going to gradually bring it in towards her shoulder.
And if I'm going to send her that way, I want my hands this way because I want her to end up.
So if you're going to send her off to her left, you want it in your right hand.
Okay.
The piece that's attached to her nose. I call that the leading hand.
Okay.
The hand that's attached to the horse's nose is the leading hand. The hand that has the tail of the rope is called the support.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So back first.
If you want, you could bring her into the center just so that way you don't have to make an adjustment once she's out on the circle, so she can use the whole line.
Okay.
So I would bring, you could just bring her with you. You can just walk and bring her with you. Good.
Good job. All right. And then.
So now you would back her away from you to the end of the line.
Okay. All right. Back. 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 Back.
You stay there. She's supposed to go to the end of the line.
Back.
You stay there. Stop walking towards her.
Back.
So remember we worked on shortening the line by running it through our hand instead of grabbing both hands?
Back.
If you're the lead horse, you don't even have to get her nose pointed back at you. You can just tell her to back up.
Back. 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 back, 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 back.
Now give her
Back.
a second.
Good job.
And now ask for more. And you got to try to stay in the same spot. So
Back.
you should technically be standing right here. And she backs away from you.
Back, back,
And instead of reaching
back.
up and grabbing her face, there, do exactly that. Now you got her pointed back at you. You didn't have to move.
back,
Give her a tap in the chest. She's crowding you.
Back.
So to the point to where
back,
you can use your support.
back, back, back,
Go ahead and
Back.
use your support on her chest and say, hey, I
Back.
need you to back up.
back, back,
More.
back, back,
Part of trying to manage her nose is part of what's pulling her on top of you. So you're better off, you know, shortening and then trying to get her away from you as quickly as possible. So that way
Okay.
she stops learning this crowding thing.
back, 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 back.
And,
Back.
and then once you feel, like when you tighten it and you feel her nose, just poke her nose, like give it a little jab, I guess, with the rope to the direction that you want to, like there, you would just give her a little tug, but a little tug, not a full pull. Just like so you could just go, and that'll put her nose back in the direction that you want. But if you do it as like a full pull or overly correct, you're going to make her upset.
Okay. Back, 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 back,
Yeah, that was good. Because it seemed like it was an unconfident step, but like a questioning, did I do
Back.
it right step?
back, back, back,
Yeah,
Back.
good.
back. Good job.
Good. That was a
Keep
good
going.
way to stop her from leaving.
Keep going.
Because if you look at that hind
Back.
left foot, it went under her with the
Back.
intention she's going to leave.
Back, back,
Okay, now go in neutral yourself.
back,
So sit just quiet in the middle there with no intention of doing anything. Look at only at her legs. Don't look at her face. Now pick your spot you're going to point. I would say maybe that window. Maybe that window. I wouldn't go any
Next to
further than
22?
that window. I would actually, from where you're standing, I would point at the no smoking sign
Okay. So
with the rope that's attached to her nose.
that
Yep.
one.
Now the idea is not to pull her nose, it's just to give her, that's a suggestion. Now, you're going to lift your support towards her nose to let her know she needs to turn her nose. You want about 12 inches hanging out of your hand. Yep. Now start just gently fanning that out here by me. Yep, 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 yep. As soon as she turns her nose, you'll see her neck, her shoulder kiss. Excellent. Don't pull. See how you wanted to pull her along? You didn't have to pull her along.
Whoops.
Yep, so now there's one cool thing about what horses tell us is, well, you didn't tell me I was only supposed to go 4 feet. You didn't tell me I was supposed to go 5 laps. You didn't tell me I'm supposed to run for an hour. So when they check in like that, it's like, is that enough? Instead of being mad at them thinking that they're just not listening, accept the fact that they didn't get the memo. I don't know if I'm supposed to go 5 times, 1 time, and they want to check in.
So it would have been just
So-
kiss again and
So you would, because she was able to actually get kind of turned into you, you would point your hand back up and say, thank you for checking in, but I'd like you to keep going. You could try just the kiss first. If she starts to come in, then you would fan at her shoulder, and that would be more of a, like if you were pulling out at a stop sign and then realized a car was coming, it's more of a, no, you need to go.
okay.
Okay, it's not as much of a, we're starting off kind of thing. It's more of a, I told you to go. Oh, you didn't realize it? No, I need you to go.
Okay.
So in that case, that would be a faster support.
Okay.
So now, hind yield her, get her facing you.
So this way.
Bumper nose, bumper nose, bumper nose back towards you. Yep, there you go. Good, good. And back her up. You stay right where you are. I used to use hula hoops, but people started tripping in them. So sometimes I'll draw a circle around your feet because
So that I
you'd be
stop
surprised
moving.
how much you move.
Oh, yes, I can see where I've gone. All right, back,
I would give her more of a chin down, like stare at her
Back.
shoulder as opposed to a chin up.
back,
There you go.
back.
Good. I meant stare at her chest, but same thing.
Back her up one more, or are we good?
Yeah, because chances are she'll go forward before she'll go out on the circle.
Back.
Because you guys don't have a solid
Back.
shoulder turn
Back.
yet.
Back.
One more, so
Back.
that way she can cross this.
Back. Back.
Yep. And if she makes a mistake by coming
Back.
in, then your volume gets louder.
Back.
So she knows that it was a
Back.
mistake. There you go. Good. There. Perfect position. It's okay. Still perfect position. So you're going to point. I always have to see.
Like at Ritz?
Like the bar between Ritz's bars. Or Ritz, yeah. You're
Okay.
right. I got to sit. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Ritz is opening for sure. It's harder for me to pick that spot if I'm not actually standing there. Yep. So now, put some support towards her nose. Wiggle if she comes forward. Wiggle. So you want to stop all the undesirable. Yep. Good. Back her back up.
Back. Back. Back.
You stay where you are.
Back. 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 Back.
Good. Now you probably have
Back.
to point at her door instead of Ritz's door. Good. It's okay. She's just asking.
Sure. Nope.
So I'd point at her door and then put the support on her nose. As soon as you see her shoulder, once her neck turns, then you're going to kiss. Bumper, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle,
Can
wiggle,
you
wiggle.
see
Get her
when
back
she
in.
makes the decision to leave? Dip her head down, pick her head up, and now she's leaving. If you can interrupt that thought, they don't end up getting a chance to leave and making this big of a mistake.
Back. 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 Back.
Because we don't want
Back.
them to make those kinds of mistakes for
Back.
too long.
Back.
Tucker.
Back.
Good. Good. We don't want them to make the wandering mistake for too long because then they'll think it's part of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Exactly what I
probably
wanted you to
pointed
do.
the extension cords. Yep. Now go to neutral. Put your hands down to your side. Just leave her. Yep. Leave her going. If she asks, if she turns her head and asks you, you're just going to raise your hand. And if you have to, you'll kiss. Yep. Just go ahead and kiss her on now. Good. If she looks at you, you're just going to raise your hand, like, thank you for checking in, but I am going to want you to keep going. She does like that ball, so just... Yep, you can turn with her on a short line like this, but longer lines you pass behind your back. She just doesn't know, she doesn't know the game. Try to stay in neutral otherwise, so that way when she does ask a question, your hand's not already up. No, you were right to do it with your hand.
Oh.
So once she's out on the circle, you want to try to stay in neutral as best you can. You're just going to,
Okay.
and that's why a lot of times I'll have you just pass the rope around behind your back and let her do all
Okay.
the work, right? And you don't do anything. As long as she's doing what you want, you leave her alone. We don't want to nag at her. And then as soon as like you feel her stall out, like she was getting interested in things on the ground, that's when you would kiss to encourage her, hey, we're doing
Okay.
something here. When she went to look at that, or if she went to look at you, then you could point back up and say, I need you to keep going that way. But otherwise, you want to keep your hand down. So when you had your hand up, it was kind of like in a helping her, like a leading way around
Okay.
the circle. What happens then is that when she does check in, she's been seeing that already, right? Because she has the side vision. So she's been seeing you like this already. So now when it's time for you to actually say, keep going, that's not a big enough variation,
Okay.
right? But if you're in neutral and she asks, that's a pretty defined word of,
Okay.
I need you to keep going,
Okay.
right? So we want to try to stay as inactive as possible when they're doing what we want, only come active when we need to transfer
Change.
information of some sort.
Okay. All right. So back her up a little bit from here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Back. Back.
And if she were to come at you, that's when you can get louder right away to just, you know,
Back.
make sure she understands
Back.
that coming forward
Back.
was absolutely the wrong
Back.
answer.
Back.
Good. You stay right where you are. Okay, you could do that.
Back. Back. Back.
Give her the impression you're going
Back.
to step in there and snap her in the chest.
Back.
Like, let her feel
Back.
kind of that.
Back.
There you
Back.
go.
All right. So,
Probably point at the 22.
So we're going to go here.
Nose, cheek, neck, and then when she shows you the shoulder, then you're going to kiss. Yep. Yep. Good. Good. And I like how she went out on the circle. She didn't come in towards you and do what I call a drive-by. When they pass you, when they come in the circle, and then they start to pass you. Yep. And then just be ready. Yep. Nope. Use the hand with the rope. Yep. Good. I saw you almost want to grab it tight to her face and you caught yourself. So put it back in your right hand so you can point forward. Yep. Drive her shoulder. Tell her nose and her shoulder if she looks at you. She just doesn't know. She doesn't know this game at all. I've never done this with her. Good. When she comes back in front of those cones, I'm going to have you hind yield her to a stop and hopefully. So there, you can turn towards her face and then, yep, there you go. You want to turn in that direction and then tell her to keep going. So it's just to keep going. Just put your energy at her shoulder to push her shoulder out and away from you. There you go. When she, well, we have to do another lap because I don't want to hind yield her yet now. I want her to get back in an established circle. But when she gets by, like just before that ball, I'm going to have you hind yield her. Go ahead, and she's asking a question there. Good. And in that case, you're going to make sure that your rope, the leading hand is your right hand. You're going to bump her nose towards your belly button, and you're going to look at her tail. Stay where you are, and you're just going to look at her tail. Good.
Like one more step, or
you could ask her to back up a step if you want.
Back
up, or back up a step because I want her to learn to stay out on the circle.
Back
and not come in just because you yielded her.
Back.
Good.
Good job.
And then try to put your hand down and more neutral. There you go. There you go. That lets her know she's off the hook. You can go and pet her.
Good job.
Good. Now, here's where you can invite her in if you want to, where it's a friendly, like you're calling a puppy kind of thing. And what you do is you go hand over hand on the rope. So you would go like this. You wouldn't even grab it unless she doesn't come.
Okay.
And then you're just going to gradually put a drag on it. But you're not actually going to, you're not going to pull.
Okay.
You're going to keep a drag. Now you can put a little tension, and then you're going to open back up when she starts to come.
Okay.
Okay. Because I want you to practice all of it. Back her away. And we might even be able to introduce the trot once we get her kind of thinking she understands the circle. When she stalls behind you, just turn and say, I need you to keep going. Here, don't let her stall there. It's now because she doesn't understand that there's a point to this. Yep. Don't worry about directing her with your hands. Keep your hands kind of in neutral. Yep. Innocent mistake, but tell her nose to go, tell her nose to go, tell her nose to go. Yep. Good. Okay, once she gets the blue barrel over here, hind yield her. Bump her nose towards your belly button. Good. Back her up a step. Back her up. I want her to learn to stay out on the circle for that.
Back. Back.
Good.
Back.
Good. Nice backup. Okay. Good. When they crowd you on the circle, let me just show you the end of the line. Okay. Well, I'll just take it all now. So say she's going past. At her ribs, you would lob it at her ribs, which would make her move away from it, right? Out.
Okay.
Out. Okay. So hind yield, stay out there. So the wiggles right away, say stay out there. Wait. And see how everything went completely neutral instantly. When she did what I wanted and where I wanted her to be, I dropped my line, everything. So that way by like kind of dropping the line, it takes that energy out and that last wiggle never even hits the snap.
Okay.
So if we were, say, I'm going to be a little more specific about her shoulder, and I want her to have a little more energy. So I'm going to tell her, hey, we're doing this. So when I raise my hand, I should see an increase in speed. So I'm going to tell her, hey, we're not done. So if I raise my hand, she should increase in speed, just even if it's just a slight goose. Now I'm going to bump her, look at her tail, tell her to back up. Okay?
Okay.
Good girl. By increasing her speed, it gives her more sense of purpose.
Okay.
So if you start to see her lag behind, I want you to increase her speed by raising your hand. And it's the same. It's just kind of like you're going to like raise it across her nostril. You know, it's not a pull.
Okay.
It's a keep your head going that way. Keep going that way.
Okay.
Like kind of a point across her nostril.
Okay.
If she doesn't speed up, you're going to then support the shoulder.
Hey,
I know. No, don't get mad at her. She
Okay.
got scared of me. It's okay. It's okay.
You're okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Come
You're
here.
okay.
Let me touch you. Let me touch you.
You're okay. It's okay.
You got scared when I pointed at your shoulder, huh?
She's like, I'm supposed to.
I'm supposed to go when you point there.
So scary, huh?
Okay.
All right. Hey. No thanks.
But now she's got more energy because she's a little nervous. So go ahead and just put her at ease by telling her what to do.
Okay. Back. Back. Back.
Now she is
Back.
going to know those cones are back there and you
Good
might
job.
not. So one more step just so she can make a clean turn with that front foot.
Back. Back. Back.
Good. Now she has better ability of crossing over. That's okay
So
even with it
then
straight. Yep.
Here.
Yep. Yep. Support the shoulder, support the shoulder, support the shoulder. Good. Leave her alone. Good. Yep, yep, yep. You were close to on time, a little late, but you were close to on time. Yep. Now try only when she looks at you to just raise your hand instead of adding the extra support. See if that's all she needs. Yep. See how she just goosed? See if you can even ask her for increase in speed by raising your hand in a pointed forward way. Pointed forward of her nostril. If you point ahead of her, she's going to turn. Good. Yep, yep, she's asking. Good. Yep, she's about to ask, so go ahead and just tell her now. Yep, good, good, good. When she gets to the hay bales, going to hind yield her. First they bump the nose, and then don't chase her tail, look at her tail. Don't chase her tail, look at her tail. Don't chase her tail with the end of the rope. You look at her tail.
Okay.
So don't do that,
Okay.
because that's driving energy. So first just try to look at her tail, and if she
Okay.
doesn't, then you're going to swing the rope. Like imagine you're swinging the rope where her tail was.
Okay.
If her tail's still there, you're going to tap her.
Okay.
But so you're going to look at her tail and then plan to swing the tail, you know.
Okay.
So don't plan on chasing her with it, because then in that case it just heightens the energy.
Okay.
You're okay. You're learning. You bump her nose.
All
You
right.
can look then, see that you got her nose turned, and then you immediately put your focus on the tail.
Okay.
And if she's going forward, you're going to wiggle to stop her front feet from doing anything. I know. And then once her tail, you want to go right into neutral.
Okay.
Or if she starts to come in as part of the process, you're going to wiggle her back out.
Okay. You're doing very good. You're doing very good. All right. Bingo. Attention over here.
Good.
Thank you.
Yep. Push her. Good. Right before she gets to me, I want to see you hind yield her. It's a not gentle bump towards your belly button. Look at her tail. Good. Good place to end.
Good girl. Oh, you're so good girl. This is all so exciting. Huh?